Is anybody home?
Yeah, man, hold up.
I could really use a phone. She stabbed me in the arm. I think that it's in the bone.
Holy shit, you need the doctor, not the only one that's home.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to Nashville Unsigned, hanging out on the Cadillac of all couches, the Red Couch, with Jim, aka formerly known as Sickwit, now Outrage Culture.
Yes.
Did I get
Formerly
any
known
of that
as-
right?
I'm still known as Jim. That's the one thing.
No, that's a formal. It's not Jim anymore.
I'm formerly known as. No, so Sickwit is a
Yeah,
project.
take us through.
Sure. So Sickwit is a project that I did with my younger brother, Dane, who was here. I'm part of the alumni.
Class 2, or 3 alumni with your brother.
2.
3.
3? 2.
2.
2. Are you kidding me? I was supposed to be part of class 1. Dane and I did this project. It's called Sickwit. Sickwit was a project of a collaboration between a video producer and a music producer. We moved to Los Angeles because Nashville. I'll put it to you like this. We're going to real talk for a second.
Okay, let's get real, man.
It takes hip-hop being fucking the #1 genre in the world for Nashville to go, oh, hip-hop. Okay, we can allow you to exist. We're still going to check the artists before the show. We have to approve them because we're a venue. We have to approve everything because hip-hop is dangerous. Hip-hop is, it's just...
They beef up security.
is racist. I know that Nashville Unsigned is about to fucking get on me about this shit, but
gonna
it's
get on you
fucking
about
racist. All right, it's fucking racist, and I can speak from that because people will. You know how many times I've said, "Oh my god, I had no idea you were white." It wasn't until I became an adult, and I'm 33, by the way. Like I'm not like a little child, little baby. It wasn't until I hit this stride in my 30s that I started to realize that like there is actually some things that people start to make strides in. The Black Lives Matter movement started to make strides. People want to reach out through this media that we have, this medium, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's just Facebook. And the reality is that the moment that you have a voice, if you have something relevant to say, that is the exact moment that your voice becomes scrutinized. And I realized that. I started to say some things that were relevant with Sickwit, that the moment I started to say them, the moment every door I had open, and I had every fucking door open. I'm white. Why wouldn't the doors be open? Everything I had to say, suddenly doors started to close. I grew up very, very poor. Super poor. Grew up in a trailer home. I was the only white family in the trailer home. My dad is 100% Native American. My mom is half Native American. I have pale skin, blue eyes, blonde hair. My grandmother, who speaks in Spanish, calls me Blanquito. And it is just a direct reference of just how white I am. I literally could anything I need, I could have. The average person walking into Walmart isn't like me. The average person walking into all of these lower class platforms for income isn't like me. See, the middle class, they don't talk about it, but the thing is the middle class doesn't go to Best Buy to get a TV and if they do, they're buying it. They're not going to get a credit card. Mm-hmm. They're not going to open a credit line. They're not going to be financed. They got the money. They can fucking do it. Mm-hmm. But the reality is the first thing that they see when they see me is, oh. It doesn't matter if my credit score starts with a 4 or a 5 or a 3. My skin starts with a W. And that is it's a powerful thing. You don't understand it. It wasn't until I was 27, 28, 29 that I started to realize, I genuinely thought this. I heard people talk about black people and they'd go, black people have it bad, man. You don't understand. And I thought, well, I grew up around black people. Like, it wasn't until I was like 25 or 26 that I started to go, wait a second. Why is it that if I'm in the poorest area, why is it almost everybody's black? Why is it that my family's the only white family? That doesn't seem fair. That doesn't seem even. That doesn't seem equally distributed. I talk about money more than I talk about anything else in my music right now. And the reason isn't because I don't have it. The reason is because people think they will have it when they won't. People will tell themselves, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be a billionaire. You're wrong. You're not going to be a millionaire or a billionaire. A million seconds. This is the thing. People don't understand. People disconnect billion from a million. A million seconds is 11 days. A million seconds is 11 days. A billion seconds is 31 years. 31 years. The disconnect between just a billion and a million. Yet we as a culture go 1 million. Oh, I'm done with the million. So million, 1 billion. 1 billion, 2 billion. You don't go, oh, 2 billion. That's an additional 31 years. Mm-hmm. You don't go, oh, Apple just became the first $1 trillion company. You don't go, oh, well, what's that equivalent to? That's equivalent to 3,000 years.
Yeah.
Literally, there's 7 billion people on Earth. So if you take someone like Jeff Bezos, who's got $131 billion, you know that he's got enough money to like literally buy every single person a set of clothes, like on Earth. So when you say something like, oh, what does outrage culture stand for? What is it that you want to talk about? What is it that you have a message for? I can't talk about the person in the jungle, but what I can tell you about is what it was like in my life. Phone specifically is the first single. It comes out August 31st. It's about a specific instance in my life where when I was 12 years old, a neighbor knocked on my door at 11 o'clock at night and was bleeding from his arm, having been stabbed by his wife. And we didn't have a phone. He needed 911. We didn't even have a phone. And by the time the ambulance arrived, he was dead. 911 was fucking everything. Like, in my trailer park, you didn't call the fucking police. Are you kidding me? The police are the enemy. The cops aren't from your neighborhood. When you live in this neighborhood and you look at my trailer home, you go, I look at that and I go, that's my house, man. This is my fucking home. I don't live there now. I've grown out of that. But you look at that and you go, that's my home. That's what I grew up in. I love this. This is my home. This dent in the wall right here, this hole in the wall, that dent might have come from a baseball. That dent might have come from a basketball. It's just your home. But when a cop rolls up and they're in the fucking neighborhood, they don't look at that home and go, oh, this home's in disarray because these rowdy ass kids aren't reprimanded. Mm-hmm. They look at that home and they go, this ain't safe. Make sure your weapons are out. Like, there's not an instance where things don't go sideways. So I say all that because when I came to this town, I thought to myself, nobody needs to know at all where I came from. This is my secret. I wanted to start over because I already grew up in the town where everyone knew where I came from.
Yeah.
And in that town, I did not succeed on an idealistic level. People bullied me. When I say bullied, I really want to be fair about that because people get bullied and they don't really like understand that they're being bullied. I also was a bully. So you bully the bully, that's like you fuck with the bulls, you're going to get the horns type vibe. I look at the situation that I'm in now as an adult, and it's not super far off from where I was as a kid. Not much has changed. On a personal level, I don't feel content. I don't feel success. I don't feel like I came to this conclusion. Sorry, I have a passion. No. I'm taking it over. I'm sorry,
outrage culture has to let it out. Right?
It's this. When I was a kid, my ass would have been dead. All of my neighbors are dead. In fact, I only have one neighbor that I grew up with who is alive. Can you guess what race he is? He's fucking white. Can you guess why he's alive? It's not a coincidence. The reality is we were hit hard by recruitment. We were hit hard by Navy recruitment, by Army recruitment. Our area was just consumed by that. And you're lucky to get out. If it wasn't for the fact that I learned how to play guitar, I literally would not be sitting here right now. But I am sitting here right now. I am fortunate. I am blessed. I look at this situation and I can count my blessings. I want a voice. I've needed a voice. I've had something to say and I've never said it. And the thing is that this town specifically is one of the towns that needs to hear it. I don't have the financial access to create the music that I want to create. Yet, it doesn't mean that I'm not saying things that people maybe could listen to and be inspired by. When I started doing music, I was 12 years old. I heard a song by Rage Against the Machine. It was called Killing in the Name Of, and I thought to myself, I want to fucking make music. I'm going to make music. I'm going to learn to play guitar. I'm going to learn to play bass. I'm going to learn to play drums. I'm going to do all the things I need to do in order to make music. It took me 12 years to write a song that I think 12-year-old me would latch onto. Because for the last 12 years, I've been making music for 12-year-old somebody else. Mm-hmm. I never wrote a song for me. I never wrote a song that was about connecting to the individual who needed rescuing from the poverty line. You're not allowed to talk about the poverty line.
Yeah.
You talk about the poverty line, next thing you know, your calls are being monitored, people are watching your fucking every tweet, and you're being banned from Facebook. Outrage culture's already been banned from Facebook. I created outrage culture, and by the title alone, was banned from Facebook.
Dude, I mean, in all honesty, after hearing your story and where you came from and knowing Sickwit and knowing like that project, and you just have a gift with words in general, I know for me as a music lover, I want to hear somebody get raw and deep and real with their music and talk about like where they came from and the dirty of what life looked like at times. A lot of people that I know gravitate toward the realness. So I think for outrage culture, yeah, it's going to piss off some people. It probably is, but it's probably a lot of things that need to be said, just like a lot of other movements that have happened in this country in the past 5 years. I think those movements were things that need to be said, and people had the balls to say it.
I think that that's exactly the shore that we stand on. I think that there is a ocean of artists that want to voice their opinion, and those opinions aren't just tethered to the success of somebody else. That they are just anchored in who they are as a person. And that's who I hope to connect with.
I know our viewers too will look at this and listen to this and be like, oh my God, that hit on a level that I was not expecting. But the fact of the matter is there's a lot of shit in this world right now that needs to be talked about. I think with the raw and the real voice of outrage culture, I think you're probably gonna fuck some shit up. None of his stuff is banned. We are going to link him up on everything that we can possibly link him up on. If social media is allowing your stuff to be present, we'll sync him up on that. And if they don't allow that, then you send us the file and we'll send it out to the masses. We'll be your distribution. But guys, outrage culture, Jim in the house.
Thank you.
We love you, man. Thanks for being real with us. We out of this beast.
Operator, this man's gonna die tonight. Operator, somebody need to save his life. We don't have a phone, blessed to have electricity. Phone.